5 dirty sensors are feeding your computer bad data, leading to $2,400 in repair bills for parts that aren't even broken. Stay for the last one. It's the one that shops never mention because there is no profit in it. The O2 sensor scam. The O2 sensor is the most over-replaced part in the world. Shops love it because it sounds technical and expensive. When codes P0171 or P0174 appear, they'll quote you $600 to replace it. But here's the truth. A lean code doesn't mean the sensor is dead. It means the sensor is doing its job and reporting a problem elsewhere. You're paying hundreds to kill the messenger. A lean code isn't a death sentence for your sensor. It's a warning. There are 6 possible causes, but shops ignore the free fixes to sell you a $500 part. Before buying a sensor, check for intake leaks, fuel pressure, and the MAF sensor. It takes 20 minutes and costs $0. The transmission trap. The Throttle Position Sensor, TPS, is the ultimate scam. When your car jerks or loses power, shops charge $300 plus for transmission service. In reality, the TPS is just failing to tell the computer how hard you're hitting the gas. Your transmission isn't dying, your sensor is just stuttering. The ECU uses TPS data to control fuel, timing, and, most importantly, transmission shift points. This is the trap. When a TPS sends erratic data, your car shifts at the wrong time or clunks between gears. It feels like a dying transmission, but it's often just a glitchy sensor. Even worse, carbon buildup on the throttle plate can make it stick, causing the same symptoms. Shops will rush to quote you $900 for a new throttle body or $3,000 for a transmission. In reality, a $6 can of cleaner and 20 minutes fixes 70% of these cases. The symptoms: hesitation from a dead stop, jerky shifts between first and second gear. A dirty throttle body sends the TPS into a panic. Non-negotiable: clean it before anyone touches your transmission. The MAF sensor, the most confused fix. Most drivers, and even some mechanics, mix up the MAF and the MAP. They sound similar, but misdiagnosing one for the other costs you every time. While the MAF measures airflow, the MAP, Manifold Absolute Pressure, measures the pressure inside your engine. If you drive a turbocharged car, this sensor is your lifeline. It monitors boost. If it's dirty, your power drops, fuel trims go crazy, and your turbo feels dead. The dead giveaway. The symptoms overlap with other sensors, but there's one specific sign: surging under load. You're on the highway, steady throttle, but the engine pulses rhythmically. When codes P0105 through P0108 pop up, shops will immediately try to sell you an expensive replacement. But just like the others, this sensor is often just contaminated. The technician pulls the code and quotes $300 for a new MAP sensor. But they skip the obvious. The sensor's port is often just clogged with carbon and oil. A blocked passage equals a bad reading. Before you buy a new one, do 2 things. Check the vacuum line for blockages and inspect the intake manifold for leaks. I once had a Subaru WRX owner quoted $680 for a new sensor and leak tests. The real fix? I cleared a carbon-blocked port with a thin wire. It took 4 minutes and the power came back instantly, but the MAP and MAF are just appetizers. The next 2 sensors are where the real money is wasted. The Crankshaft Sensor CKP panic. This one is different. When the CKP fails, the symptoms are so dramatic that drivers panic, and panicking in a dealership is the most expensive mistake you can make. Sitting at the bottom of your engine, the CKP monitors the crankshaft's rotation every millisecond. It tells the computer exactly where each piston is. If this data is wrong, your car doesn't just run poorly, it dies. Fuel and spark timing depend entirely on this sensor. Without it, your computer is just guessing. The signature failure: your car cranks but won't start. Or it stalls at a red light and only restarts after cooling down. This heat-related stalling is the dead giveaway. The reality: the CKP is one of the cheapest fixes. The part is $40 to $120 and takes an hour to swap. But before buying anything, check the connector. It's exposed to road debris, oil, and heat. Frequently, the pins are just corroded. A $3 can of cleaner can fix a symptom that looks like total engine failure. Don't let a dirty plug turn into a $2,000 nightmare. Shops will quote you $2,000 for a fix they can't even explain. The MAF sensor, the ultimate diagnostic scam. We saved the mass airflow, MAF, sensor for last because it exposes exactly how the industry bleeds you dry. This happens every single day with every rough idle complaint. Sitting between your filter and throttle body, the MAF tells the computer exactly how much air is entering. Accurate air means perfect fuel, but the moment it gets dirty, the scam begins. Wrong readings break everything. Too much fuel makes the engine shake. Too little causes misfires. Every symptom screams, expensive repair. The MAF uses elements thinner than a hair. Over 50,000 miles. Invisible oil and dust coat these wires. There's no warning light, just garbage data that triggers lean, rich, and O2 sensor codes. Your computer panics and throws every error it has. Shops see these codes as a menu for profit. They'll ignore the sensor and quote you $2,400 for injectors or catalytic converters. Why? Because there's no money in a $15 cleaning. Don't pay for their vacation. Clean the sensor first. How to fix it for $8. Get the right stuff, buy MAF sensor cleaner specifically. Remove carefully. Unplug the connector, unscrew the sensor, usually a Torx bit, and handle it like glass. The spray, hold it with the element facing down. Give it 3 short bursts. Never touch the element with brushes or swabs. The reset, let it dry for 5 minutes. Reinstall, then disconnect your battery for 10 minutes to reset the computer's memory. That is the $2,400 repair for the price of a sandwich. 5 sensors, 5 ways to save your bank account. Clean the throttle body, check the map port, inspect the CKP connector, and spray that MAF before you sign any work order. Drop your symptoms in the comments. Rough idle? Stalling? Tell me what your car's doing, and I'll tell you which sensor to check first, for free.